Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Here with the fantasy football matchup previews for Sunday. So, go ahead and like and subscribe, guys. Support the channel. You guys already know what to do. And, go ahead and sign up with all the links below. Go ahead and sign up with Prize Picks, too. If you guys love prop betting, perfect for fantasy, too. You can bet on fantasy points and, all the player prop bets. It makes it really fun to do little entries with guys on your fantasy team. So that way, if your guys have a good day in your fantasy team, you make a little money as well. So go ahead and hop into Prize Picks. Super fun app. Totally recommend it. I've been having fun with it. And we'll hop into it. Going to start with the New York Jets and the Atlanta Falcons. That game is, for me at least, it's a 9:30 a.m. game. Depending on where you live, it is a very early game because it's in London. So be sure to set your lineups early on Saturday night if you have anyone from the Jets and the Falcons. We know the Falcons are going to be without Calvin Ridley and Russell Gage. We'll start on the Falcons side here. I think Matt Ryan's a good play here, but only if you're desperate, honestly. If you're in a 12-team league, I don't think you can play him unless you're in a deep league. I think you're going to play Kyle Pitts. He's going to have a nice game. He should. Cordell Patterson, I think, is going to have a monster workload. He's been dominant. Coming off a 3-touchdown game last week. Love Cordell Patterson. Mike Davis, I like him as a flex option. I think he'll be pretty decent here. I think they'll rely more on the running backs this game with some of their receivers and, Calvin Ridley being out. But I think that's all you can play. I think it's just the running backs and then Kyle Pitts. And maybe Matt Ryan if you're in a 16 to 20 team league. And then for the Jets side, I think it's going to be an ugly game here. So I don't mind Jamison Crowder, Corey Davis. I think, this Falcons defense is very bad, so you're not scared with them. I think that's it. I think you're only playing Jamison Crowder and Corey Davis, and that's it. And we'll move on to the next matchup. Next matchup, we have the Denver Broncos and the Pittsburgh Steelers. On the Denver side, we'll see if Teddy Bridgewater does play. I know he's questionable to play here. And if Drew Lock does start, that does change the status of all the pass catchers on this offense. Melvin Gordon does seem like he's going to go, him and Javonte Williams. Honestly, I'm staying away from the running backs against this Pittsburgh defense. It's going to be tough running room for them to really get anything going against this Pittsburgh defense here. And then, you love Noah Fant. We know the tight end position is very thin, so Noah Fant's going to get targets for sure. Cortland Sutton, I don't hate the play there. Tim Patrick, they're solid plays, but it's going to be a tough defense. But, solid flex options, all three of those. And then, Noah Fant's a good tight end streaming option. Or not a streamer, he's a good tight end starting option. Then on the Steelers side, it's very tough for the Steelers here. They've been very bad. Big Ben, horrible quarterback play. Love Najee Harris, hasn't gotten much going on the running game, but he's getting a lot of targets, very involved as a pass catcher. So I love Najee Harris, especially in PPR. Love Deontay Johnson. He's been really the only solid player, him and Najee on offense. Chase Claypool and Juju should be good to go here. Juju's been very disappointing, to say the least. I like Juju as a flex. He's getting a lot of targets. He's just not doing anything with them. Chase Claypool, I think, I like him. But this offense has just been very bad. They haven't been able to score more than 20 points. So you're very limited with upside there. I think Deontay and Najee Harris, they're the only two strong plays for Pittsburgh here. I do like Pittsburgh defense as a streamer if Drew Lock does play. Then the next matchup, we have the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. On the Detroit side, I think you can only strongly really play TJ Hawkinson and DeAndre Swift here. Maybe Jamal Williams. He's getting a pretty good workload, so I don't mind him as a flex option. I figure they're going to be down this game, so they could get a lot of catches for the running backs here. Jared Goff, unless you're in a deep league, you're probably not starting Jared Goff or any of the wide receivers in this matchup. On the Viking side, a team coming off 7 points last week. I love Kirk Cousins. It's for a bounce back here. He's been pretty elite this season, except for last game. I mean, he had a bad game, but he's been pretty dominant so far this season. Love the Vikings here. Love Dalvin Cook. Should be good to go. He's been questionable all week. Be sure to check Dalvin Cook's status, but Dalvin Cook should be able to run all over this Lions team. And then love all the pass catching options. Thielen, Jefferson, and then Tyler Conklin. Three really great options. Should be a lot of volume here. I expect a high-scoring game for the Vikings, so I expect a lot of good fantasy production from the receiving core here. All right, next matchup, we have the Green Bay Packers and the Bengals. On the Packers side, love Aaron Rodgers. He should have a solid game here. Love Aaron Jones. You should feel comfortable playing those two. Devontae Adams. And that's really it for me. You know, Cobb had a great game last week, but these complementary players for the Packers are very risky. I don't hate Cobb as a flex, but he could either have a good game or he will get you absolutely nothing. Play it safe, though. You're going to stick with Devontae, Rodgers, and Aaron Jones. And Tonyan, man, he's been very disappointing this season. I just don't know if you can play Tonyan. I think there's better options that you can stream. I'm staying away from him. On the Bengals side, it looks like they're probably going to be without Joe Mixon. So do like P. Ryan. His volume's up. You know, it's cap side, but like, you know, he should get some targets and definitely some work here. So he's a safe bet for maybe 8 to 12 points if you need it. Love Joe Burrow. I think he's going to be able to throw all over this Packers defense. Then Jamar Chase. I mean, he's been unstoppable. T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd are all playable wide receivers here. I love all three of them. They should all have pretty solid games. And yeah, I feel like it's going to be a pass-heavy kind of game here. Then the next matchup, we have the Miami Dolphins and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Miami Dolphins, you can't play Myles Gaskin, man. You really can't even play him. No Will Fuller. I think Mike Gesicki and Water are the only two players that are streamable. Don't love them. I think they're going to get killed by this Tampa Bay team. It's going to be tough. Stay away from Miami players, to be honest. Tampa Bay, you can roll out everybody. Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette should be able to run all over this Miami defense. Mike Evans, Godwin, AB. I think they all have big games here. No Gronk. Cameron Brate, I think he can sneak in a touchdown here. So I think all the Tampa Bay Buccaneers options are playable. Then we have the New England Patriots versus the Houston Texans. Patriots, I think you can roll out Damian Harris. He should have a nice game. Brandon Bolden, I like him as a nice flex option. Should get a lot of targets here and some pretty decent volume. Receivers, it's tough. You know, Jacoby Myers is a very interesting play. I think he should be the main beneficiary on offense, for Mac Jones here. And then Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, you really can't play them unless you're desperate. They just aren't doing what they're supposed to do. I think it's Damian Harris and Jacoby Myers in this offense. And I think that's it for the Patriots. And then Patriots D. I love Patriots D. They're going to force a lot of turnovers against Houston. Houston, I think you can only play Brandon Cooks. Still a tough matchup, but he's the only one on the offense getting volume. Other than that, stay away from Houston. Stay away. All right, next matchup, we have the New Orleans Saints and the Washington football team. I think you can only play Kamara on the Saints. You're not playing any pass catching options. You're not playing Jameis. Anytime they get to the goal line, they give it to either Kamara or Taysom Hill, stealing touchdowns. Only Kamara, and Kamara hasn't even gotten any passing work. Man, the Saints offense is ugly. I don't even want any part of the Saints offense. Give me Kamara, and that's it. Then for the Washington football team, I think you can roll out Antonio Gibson, Terry McLaurin are two solid options. Curtis Samuel's an interesting play if he does end up playing here. I do like them. I think that's it for me. Maybe Heineke coming off a really great performance here, but up against a pretty tough Saints D. I think it's just Gibson and McLaurin, and that's pretty much it for that matchup. All right, next matchup, we have the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Carolina Panthers. On the Philly side, love Jalen Hurts here. He's been awesome because he gets that rushing. The team has been very bad, but he's been pretty solid here. Devontae Smith's a very solid flex play. I do like Devontae Smith. The running backs, you really can't trust. Miles Sanders has been losing a lot of touches to Kenneth Gainwell up against this really good Panthers defense. I think it's Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, and then you're going to start, Dallas Goedert and Ertz. They've both been playing very well here. They've been the main pass catchers for this Philly team. That's really all I'm rolling with. Then Carolina, it looks like there's going to be no McCaffrey. You can roll out Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's been awesome. I think he's a must-start quarterback. He's been playing lights out, and he's been showing he can run too. Love him. Love DJ Moore. DJ Moore's been unstoppable. I think that's it. Like Robbie Anderson, he's been disappointing. You probably are not playing Robbie Anderson until he has a good game. And I love Chuba Hubbard. I mean, he's going to get you around 10 points. That's kind of what you need. Nothing crazy, but going to roll with just Sam Darnold, Chuba Hubbard, and then DJ Moore. They should be able to throw and run all over this Philly D here. Then the next matchup, we have the Tennessee Titans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Julio's going to be out for the Titans. I think you can only play AJ Brown and Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is going to run all over this Jacksonville team. He's going to get 30 plus carries. AJ Brown, hopefully should have a good game. I feel like they're going to be cautious with him, but he isn't going to be on the field, so hopefully he can have a nice bounce back game after missing last week. Love Tannehill. He should be able to have a nice game here after that loss to the Jets. That's really it, just those three right there. On the Jag side, James Robinson, he should be able to run all over this Titans defense. And then, Laviska Shenault and then Marvin Jones and Dane Arnold. Those are all good plays. I do like all of them. Going to be a lot of passing volume for the Jaguars here against this Titans team. And, unless you're in a deep league, Trevor Lawrence is intriguing, but only if you're in a deep league. Next matchup, we have the Chicago Bears and the Las Vegas Raiders. On the Chicago side, you really can't play Justin Fields. Not a lot of passing volume. He's not getting the rushing attempts like you'd like or the yards. He's going to be the starter here. I just don't trust Justin Fields. No David Montgomery. Damian Williams is going to be a solid play. You're hoping he gets a lot of volume here. A lot of dump-offs. That's kind of what you're hoping for. So I do like Damian Williams as a nice running back 2 or flex play. And personally, you can't play Allen Robinson. You just can't. At this point in the season, he's been hurting you every single week. I say you sit him. There's just not enough passing volume to go around. Darnell Mooney's look like the number 1 in this offense. Personally, unless you're desperate, stay away from the Bears offense. It's just very bad. Stay away. Damian Williams is the only one that has upside here. Stay away. Vegas, love Derek Carr off a bad loss last week. I think it's a good bounce back for Derek Carr. Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, and then, Hunter Renfrow has been pretty solid. He's been a nice target for Derek Carr here. Henry Ruggs for the deep ball. If you need a kind of a Hail Mary option, I like Henry Ruggs, but that's really going to be it there. Next matchup, we have the Cleveland Browns and the Los Angeles Chargers. On the Browns side, you're going to start Chubb and Hunt, but Hunt's looked like the better running back in these last few weeks. He's been getting more catches and getting more touchdowns, looking pretty nice. But you're rolling both those out, and hopefully they can have some running room. Going to be tough, though. This Chargers D is really good, kind of shutting out that Vegas team last week. So be wary of that. Odell Beckham, you're going to play him. There's just not enough pass catchers on that team. He's going to get all the volume. So yeah, love OBJ and then love the 2 running back options, and that's really it. Hooper's intriguing, but there's just not enough passing upside in this offense to really trust Hooper. You're hoping for a touchdown at best. On the Chargers side, you're rolling out Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and then Jared Cook. All really great plays in this offense. And love all those plays for both, for the Chargers side. All right, next matchup, we have the New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys. On the Giants side, I think you can roll out Daniel Jones. He's been a really good streaming option for quarterbacks here. Gives you that rushing upside. Should be a high-scoring game, so they're going to have to keep up, and he's going to have to use his legs. Love Daniel Jones. You're rolling out Saquon. He's been looking pretty good the last couple weeks. They're missing their receivers, Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton, so I think it's going to be Golladay and Kadarius Toney. I like Kadarius Toney as a nice flex play. Had a really solid week last week, and is really kind of in his debut, so I like them. Evan Ingram, not the best name out there, but if you're hurting at tight end, which probably a lot of you are, Evan Ingram has upside in this matchup. Then on the Cowboys side, you love Dak Prescott. Zeke and Cooper we're kind of limited this week. They should be good to go. You're rolling out Zeke. He's going to be able to run all over this Giants team. Cooper, coming off a really good week last week. You're hoping it can continue. CeeDee Lamb, I mean, you're rolling him out, but there is concern with CeeDee. He's had 2 bad weeks in a row, or a couple bad weeks in a row. Could be a make-right game for him. Hopefully he gets more involved here, but it'd be hard to really bench CeeDee. And then Dalton Schultz, he's looked like the number 1 tight end in this offense. Had a really great game last week. And the last couple weeks, rolling out Schultz in this matchup. Then the next matchup, we have the San Francisco 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals. No Jimmy Garoppolo. It's going to be Trey Lance as the starter. Like Trey Lance as a streamer this week, you know, he's going to give you that rushing upside. It's going to be a high-scoring game, so he's going to have to use his legs for them to really have a chance in this matchup. Running back's very questionable. Looks like Elijah Mitchell is going to be good to go, but you roll whoever's starting for them. If it's Trey Sermon or Mitchell, I don't know. Very murky. George Kittle's looking like he's going to be out this game, so that's very concerning. I think the only real play in this game is Deebo Samuel. He's been a monster this season. I think that's the only one you can really trust here. On the Cardinals, you can roll out everybody. You're rolling out Kyler Murray. Chase Edmonds has been questionable all week. We'll be sure to check if he plays. If he does, you're rolling out Chase Edmonds. If he doesn't play, James Conner's going to be a great play. James Conner's, if you're really hurting at running back, I don't mind James Conner. He's been getting the carries and getting the goal line work, but he is a touchdown or bust player. You're rolling out D-Hop, Christian Kirk, and Green. I think they all have good value in this game. And then Max Williams, like him as a nice tight end option here. Should be a fun one. And then the last matchup, we have a nice thrilling matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. Bills, you can roll out everybody. This is going to be a high-scoring game here. Going to be a fun one. Love Josh Allen. Love Zach Moss. Singletary, you could play him as a flex. They're both getting pretty much like 50-50 work here. Love the receiving core. You can roll out Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley, and Emmanuel Sanders. They're all great options here. And then Dawson Knox. He's emerged in this offense. He is getting touchdown looks in the red zone. So I love everybody on that end. And then I love everybody on the Kansas City side. You're rolling out Patrick Mahomes. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has had 2 great weeks in a row. Kelsey, coming off his first bad week of the season. Things will get better for Kelsey. You're playing Kelsey. And then Tyreek coming off that monster performance. We'll see if he can continue here. Josh Gordon, looking to make his debut. There's no way you can play Josh Gordon here, but if you picked him up, this is a good match opportunity to see how involved he is in the offense. And then moving forward, if he could be a nice flex play for the rest of the season, we'll see. But you're only rolling out the main plays for Kansas City. And yeah, that's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your fantasy lineups, guys. Hope you guys win your matchups this week. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.